Welcome, welcome. Hi, everyone. Welcome to my Cloffice. I am Tamika Ray. I am a softly retired luxury hairstylist. Oh, let's see. I'm looking at myself on the camera. Okay, let me look in the mirror. I'm new to this, guys. I am a new vlogger on YouTube, and I am a softly retired. I have to get this hair right. Okay, there we go. It's not right, but okay. I'm a softly retired hairstylist, luxury hairstylist. Um, I've done major motion films. I've done Broadway. I've done a plethora of the elite. Um, Around the country and the world. So welcome to my channel. That is my previous life. I am now softly retired. Oh, I was also a spa owner, so I retired softly from that as well. And I want to introduce myself to you guys, and I want to tell you a little bit about my story. And I thank you guys for joining, and I hope that you follow my ascension. Like I said, I am coming from the life of high-end fashion, styling, beauty industry, and I want to talk a little bit about why I made the decision to move out of that lifestyle into a softer lifestyle. You may hear some noise. My family's walking up and down the hallway, so I'm a family woman. Okay, so it's a Saturday morning. Happy Saturday, everybody. This is like tripping me out, trying to find how to, okay. So I'm looking at myself, and it's not a mirror. I'm looking at myself like it's a mirror, but it's not, because it's a camera. It's flipped around. So anyway, this is my first live on my new channel. So I'm keeping all of the quirks in there. I want to be completely authentic. I want to be transparent. Please connect with me in the chat. If you have any questions, I'm open to answering and having a conversation about it, so you guys can get to know me and understand what my channel is about. Okay. All right. So again, happy Saturday, everyone. I've had a morning full of excitement. With my new vlogging lifestyle, I have been pitching to brands and things, and I actually got some really exciting feedback. But let's talk about that later. Let's talk about that later. I want to continue to talk more about who I am. So, as a high-profile hairstylist, being in that industry, I was in that industry for about 20 years. And it was great. Like, I was young, I was vibrant, I had the energy, I had the passion, the vision, I had the tenacity. I was the it girl in the salon, right? One of them. There were several of us. But I was one of the it girls, but I was the Black it girl until my other girl came, and now she's still the reigning Black girl. Shout out to you, Sharonica. That's my girl. She's still there at Mario Chicoche, which the flagship location in the Gold Coast of Chicago. Check it out so you can understand where I say I'm coming from. So I was a top stylist there for 6 years, and it was exciting. It was fun. We were, dealing with the who's who, not just of Chicago, but of, the top industries, the tops of all of the top industries. That's finance, that's whatever industry we had, TV, music industry. So, that was my clientele. That was the elite of the elite. That was my clientele. And it was exciting. I was young. It was a lot of fun. I got to meet a lot of people. It put me in a position to sit at a lot of tables that were just mind blowing and have a lot of experiences. That I wouldn't have been exposed to had I not been in that environment. And after 6 years, I decided to step out on my own. There was some things happening in the background, some political things, and I decided, to take a leap of faith. It was time for me to step out on my own, and I did it. And it wasn't planned. It was something, there were some changes happening with the salon, and I just was not comfortable with it, and I didn't think it was fair. And yes, I'm only one person, but I am the type of person that stands up for what I believe in at all costs. And coupling that with being young and fiery, and I made the split decision that when there was something that was really unfair, I mean, I guess I can say it, it was a contract change, and it was abrupt because of what some other stylists had been doing, and it had nothing to do with me. So I didn't think it was fair that I was being forced to change my contract. But there's no bad blood. I am still, friends with a lot of people at the salon. Even the executives there, like, we're so far past that. But I'm just telling you my story. So I didn't think that it was fair, and I decided this is a moment. This is a pivotal moment in my life, and I am going to stand for what I believe in, and at all costs. And I was terrified. I was scared, but I still did it because I'm always going to see, this is tripping me out again. I'm always going to believe in me. I'm always going to have faith in me. And so that led me to starting my own. I opened a suite, and my clients were telling me, had been telling me months before that, like, Tamika, because we felt this kind of thing brewing through the salon, that there was a lot of changes coming. And so my clients kind of felt that too, and they were like, Tamika, if you leave, I'm leaving with you. And I did not know that I had that authority. I did not know. It took for them to tell me what I actually had. And it makes me kind of sad that, I didn't know. I didn't know. It took someone else to tell me that. And so I had client after client telling me, listen, wherever you go, I'm going with you. I don't come here for the name of the salon. I come here for you. And so that's really when I learned the power of being a service professional. And I don't take that lightly when I say professional. Being in the service industry is one thing, but being a professional is a completely different thing. So I took the leap, and my clients followed me. Wow, I was blown away. And at that point, I started, it started off like, kind of slow, because also, like, my clients had to get used to the transition, and, everybody had to get used to the transition, including me. But, I stayed in my suite. Like, I slept in my suite. If it was the day where I had 2 clients, because I was just getting started up, if I had 2 clients and one was at 8 a.m. and the other one was at 9 p.m., I stayed and I worked. I figured out my branding. I figured out the back office because I had never been an entrepreneur before. So, there were nights that I slept in my suite, because it was just so much going on. So anyway, I was learning so much and I needed to be there. And oh gosh, this is tripping me out. It's so funny. And so I stayed in the suite, and it it only took a couple of months, and I was doing extremely well. And from that first salon suite, I moved, still in the Gold Coast on Michigan Avenue, Magnificent Mile, Chicago. I opened my second suite, which was larger at a different location. And then I opened my third suite, which was even larger. And then I opened a spa, a storefront spa. And because I just kind of wanted to not only expand, but I wanted to start bringing a softer side to my career. And at that point, I was a mom again. I had a son, and that's what leads me into my ascension. I had a son, and he is the light of our lives, my husband and I. And he was diagnosed with autism. So I tried to bring a softer element into my career, and which was great for the moment. Timing was just, really, really not good. So my son was diagnosed with autism, and it just shook our whole world upside down. And I actually got the diagnosis on an IEP Zoom meeting. It was COVID during that time. So the meeting was on Zoom, and I was actually at my spa in my office, and I was just like in tears. And I have clients there, I have my staff there, and it was just, it rocked our world. It rocked our world. And if you're an autism parent, you can probably relate to this. There's this stage of mourning, everything that you thought, all the things that you dreamed about your child being, and then it's like it's just ripped from under you. And what I've learned is that that's not the end. That's not, your child is still, there's hope. There's still hope for your child. You just have to know how to advocate for them. You have to know how to be what they need and provide a world, a surrounding, provide a soft space for them to be able to develop in their own way. And your child can surprise you. That's been my experience. So I want to speak for myself, but I also want to encourage other parents that have been through this same thing. So that was the start of my ascension, because my son was he was the factor that changed it all for me, because I wanted to be what he needed me to be. That was the most important thing. That was the most important thing for me. Being what he needed. It wasn't about me anymore. It wasn't about my business and my career anymore. Everything shifted to him. And it's actually been such a wonderful experience. It's challenging, don't get me wrong, but it's been such a wonderful experience. It's been such a growth experience for me, being able to lean into that softer side of me. So that's how I became a housewife. That's how I became a stay-at-home mom. I constantly was trying to reel it back, and it just wasn't enough. And I just knew I needed to go all in for my child and his development. And so I'm a stay-at-home mom. I still have a core of clients that I do right here in my Cloffice. And my clients are like family. So it's, I'm comfortable with them. They're comfortable being around my family. And it's just a tight knit core. So that's what I mean by being softly retired. I still love the craft. I still love the art. I still love the detail. I mean, I still get excited about doing my clients, and it's on a more personal note now. It's just kind of like hanging out with a girlfriend. So that is what soft retirement means to me, being able to do things on my own terms, being able to do what I love and what I'm good at, what I'm heavily trained in, being able to do it on my own terms. And my focus is mainly my home, what my family needs. And I volunteer a lot at my son's school. It's funny because my son asked me one day, he said, "Mom, do you work here at his school?" And I actually don't. But I'm there so much advocating for what he needs, and not just my son. I've actually become an advocate for, all of the students. I'm a parent ambassador. It's kind of official now. But it's still like a volunteering position, but I'm there a lot. Minimum once a week. So that's what I became for my son and for my family. He's like, there's maybe, it's a private school and it's small, so there's maybe like maybe 3 children on the autism spectrum in his school. So it was definitely, and it's private school, so it's definitely important to me to be present, heavily present. And I work along with the staff. We work well together. And yeah, so that is one of the reasons I decided to move into soft retirement. And one of the other reasons is our home. We have a 135-year-old home that is under a gut renovation, and that project has been going on for years. It was supposed to be no more than 6-month project. Here we are 4 years later, and our third or fourth contractor later. Our current contractor is doing a great job, so let me say that. And please follow that process. I have videos already that are already done. This is so funny. I have videos that are already uploaded on my channel, so please go back and watch our renovations. Princeton takes Broadway, New York. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit too. So watch that as well, and you can kind of see all the things that I'm talking about in motion. So our project, our home renovation, it's been highs. It's been a lot of lows. Our life savings has been put into this. We've had to get loans. We've had to refinance and get another loan because contractors messed up and ripped out more than what they were supposed to. And we've had to start over, tear all that work out and start over. So it has been an emotional roller coaster with that. So that was another reason that I chose to retire softly, because I needed my eyes on the project. So, like I said, my grandfather owned this home for 70 years. I purchased it before I met my husband, almost like 13 years ago. And so I purchased it, and I've never actually lived in a home. I had family living there. And once my family moved out, my husband, I was able to convince my husband for us to move, rehab the house and move into it. And, contractors tearing out more than they were supposed to tear out, which led to more money. And then he didn't even do the job right, like the reconstruction. So eventually we ended up having to hire somebody else and tear it all out. And, it's just been a process. So I needed to be close to the project and keep eyes and present and available. So we ended up moving closer to the where the home is at. And we thought it would be done within a year. So we moved closer, and then it wasn't done in a year. And things just weren't working out with that landlord. So we ended up having to move again. And so we're still close to the project, the construction project. But, we've had to move several times during this process. And this has been, it's been a whirlwind. So watch our journey with that. Things are going well. I just posted a video where we finally got windows put in, most of the windows put in. And one of the windows, as they were being installed, was actually broken right in front of me. So you can watch my response. I think I called the video the peace response or something, because the old me would have lost it. But the new me, who is moving in a softer alignment in my life, I looked at it and I just kept walking, because, I choose my response, and I'm choosing peace. I'm choosing stillness, even in the midst of the chaos. So I've been through the stress. I've been through I've been through it all, the anxiety, and it didn't help me. It didn't help my family. So I'm choosing what's going to be more beneficial for my family and myself. And that's me being at peace. That's what helps my family and myself. So that's that story. And yeah, I wasn't supposed to talk this long about about this stuff, but once I get going, I just get going. Let it flow, right? So this is a real raw introduction to Tamika Ray. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my channel. So I wanted to talk more about some, other things like travel. We travel the globe, like experiences for children with autism shouldn't be just limited to their local environment. I've found that traveling can be unnerving, especially with children, and even more so when you have children with special needs. However, my husband and I have not let that stop us. Our son deserves to explore the world like he wants to, right? We've turned him into, he is a premium traveler. He loves to travel. If he hasn't seen an airport in 4 months, he is like, Mom, when are we going to the airport? He doesn't even ask where we're going. He just wants to know we're getting on a plane and we're going somewhere that's not Chicago. So, I encourage you, if you're a parent with special needs, I know it's hard, but if you can find a way, expose your children with special needs and all to the world, because that's a different type of education. And that education is able to elevate my child, elevate him, and put him in a position that, we have to find it where we can find it. What can I do to elevate my child's life and his experiences and his exposure to the world? And what can I do now while I'm here to prepare my child with special needs for the world that's out there while they have us? And my son has developed a love for traveling. We've been to Australia. Most recently, I'm sorry. The most recent trip we took was to the Bahamas, which was last month, February, the end of February and March. We went to the Bahamas. We were on a cruise. So I haven't loaded that footage yet, but you will see that footage. So that's coming soon. We've been to Australia. That footage is coming soon. I have so much footage I have not been able to upload. Where else? New York. I did New York part 1 and part 2. Princeton takes Broadway. I haven't been able to. I'm going to get part 3 up, and then I'll get into the Bahamas. And so there's so much coming on this channel. I hope that you join. I hope that you like. I hope that you subscribe. Let's build a community of like-minded individuals that are ready to ascend to their next level. And if that's you, you are my people. Join me. Like and subscribe. Join my journey. Comment. Let me know in the comments what Ascension means to you. Let me know if you're an autism mom. Talk to me in the comments. Like, let's build this community. Let's support each other. Let's share resources. Let's tell me about your wins with your child. I make it a habit. And my husband laughs at me, but I make it a habit. If it's a small win, we're celebrating. Like, I'm your champion. And my husband laughs at me. My son was just really nice out today in Chicago. And my son was riding his bike. He just learned to ride a bike at 11 years old or 10 years old. Was he 10 or 11 when we went to Australia? Anyway, he just learned to ride a bike in Australia with his cousins. So that's a huge win. Like, you know what I mean? Our babies, they may not get it when other kids get it, but they have their timing. And when he gets it, I am his biggest champion. And I don't care if people look at me funny. Like, I am going to celebrate. So that gives them the confidence to try new things. It's hard if you're a parent with a child on autism spectrum, change is hard. Change is hard. Trying to get them to try new foods. My son travels with a lot more ease now because we kept doing it. And it was hard in the beginning, but we kept doing it. And the world is full of naysayers, and the world is full of people that are gonna be uncomfortable about this or that. And you know what? I'm not gonna keep my son I'm going to keep him protected, but I'm not going to keep him sheltered and hiding from the world because someone else is uncomfortable with it. Whatever. I'm not going to do that because everybody has their thing, their quirks. You know what I mean? This world, I teach my son that this world belongs to you just as much as it belongs to your peers. So make your voice heard just like theirs is. And these little things that I implement is what gives him the small steps to build the courage to do the things that he does, to have the voice that he does. So, it's so much that I want to say. It's so much that I want to say because these little things have built his confidence, and he's able to walk up to a judge or a congressman or the mayor and say, "Hi, my name is Princeton," and put his hand out for to open a conversation and initiate that. That's the confidence that he has developed because he knows that he has parents and family and a support system behind him that will champion him and that will support him. And every small step is a win. So I encourage you to encourage your babies that they are winners. They are winning, even in the small things. If your baby tried peas for the first time and you can never get them to eat vegetables because, our babies on the autism spectrum are very, very picky. My baby we would only eat oatmeal and rice for years. And I had people, judging me about it, you know what I mean? But now, so if your baby will now eat a peas or a celery stick, that's a huge win. Celebrate it. Celebrate it so your baby is encouraged to take the next step to do something different. Those are the building blocks that teach our babies it's okay to explore new things. Those are the small little wins that get you to the point where your child will approach a congressman and initiate a conversation, or so that's me, Tamika Ray. That's my son, Princeton. That is my husband. That's our family. And we are on a journey of ascension. So watch us travel the globe. Watch us with our renovation story. Watch us with our day-to-day activities. Watch me as a stay-at-home mom and wife and an autism advocate. Autism Awareness Month is coming up. What are you doing? How are you celebrating? How are you encouraging your community to step up and create a better world that is inclusive of people and children on the autism spectrum specifically? So, what is your ascension going to be about? So that's me, Tamika Ray. I am also wanted to put a little bit of a teaser that I had a huge win today for myself as a new vlogger and creator. I've been pitching some brands and some I don't want to say too much, but I've been doing some pitching ideas for collaborations, and I got a huge win. I got a response from a potential collaboration, and it's going to be a big deal. So join the journey, you guys. I will say this. It is a vacation, a destination collaboration. So follow along and watch what's to come on my channel, Tamika's Ascension. I thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you on my channel again. Please like and subscribe. Join the journey. All right, signing off. Be well, everybody.